Actor Tyrese Gibson recently shared candid insights into the lasting tensions between him and Ving Rhames, which trace back to their roles in the 2001 John Singleton-directed film Baby Boy. Tyrese revealed that the friction audiences observed between their characters wasn't just acting, it reflected genuine animosity between the two actors off-screen as well. During an exclusive appearance on the podcast $1 Million Worth of Game, Gibson opened up about how profoundly the film's character dynamics resonated with him. His portrayal of Jody, Tyrese Gibson, opposite Rhames Mel and his on-screen mother Juanita J. Johnson, struck an emotional chord due to their eerie parallels to his own upbringing in the Watts district of Los Angeles. Tyrese explained that his real-life experiences, especially the complicated relationships his mother had with men during his childhood, gave him raw material to draw from, making his portrayal of Jody intensely personal and authentic. The depiction of Ving Rhames' character, Mel, in Baby Boy as a man stepping into a fatherly role in Jody's home left a lasting emotional imprint on Tyrese Gibson. This dynamic wasn't just another storyline to him, it deeply mirrored his own lived experiences. Mel's arrival into Jody's life, much like the entrance of many real-life father figures into the homes of single mothers, hit close to home for Tyrese. It stirred up powerful and unresolved emotions, making the role particularly challenging. Even over 2 decades later, in 2024, Tyrese admits that the feelings evoked during filming linger, reflecting unresolved personal issues that the film brought to the surface. In a vulnerable moment on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, Tyrese dove into the emotional weight he carried throughout the filming. Growing up in the Watts district of Los Angeles, Tyrese experienced firsthand the complex and often fraught relationships between his mother and the men who came into their lives. The character Mel, portrayed by Rhames, epitomized that type of man, an outsider attempting to assert himself as a father figure, a role Tyrese had witnessed time and again in his youth. As Jody, he channeled those real emotions, drawing directly from his personal history, which made the performance feel raw, unpolished, and painfully real. One of the podcast hosts, Wallow, could relate to the emotionally charged nature of the role. He reflected on his own childhood, drawing a parallel to Tyrese's experience. Wallow shared how his mother's boyfriends would often try to overstep their bounds, sometimes even attempting to bully him. He resonated with the idea that, as a young man, you may form a connection with one of your mother's partners, someone who steps into that fatherly role. But that connection doesn't come easily, nor does it last when the relationship inevitably changes. Your mom might talk to certain dudes, and you might feel one or two of them, but if that one ain't around anymore, you ain't feeling nobody else, Wallow explained. He noted that, for some young men, that bond can feel as profound as the connection between a father and a son, even when the man in question isn't biologically their father. For Tyrese, this lingering emotional weight explains why, even decades after Baby Boy premiered in theaters, the tension between him and Rhames continues to haunt him. That on-screen animosity reflected not just their characters' dynamics but also Tyrese's personal confrontation with the ghosts of his own past, ghosts that he still wrestles with to this day. During the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, Tyrese Gibson didn't hold back when discussing the lingering effects of his real-life tensions with Ving Rhames, which have carried on for over 2 decades since the filming of Baby Boy. When Wallow, one of the hosts, reflected on his own past experiences with his mother's boyfriends, describing how one of them had tried to assert dominance in their household, Tyrese quickly interjected, labeling the boyfriend's behavior as disrespectful. This comment revealed just how personal the topic was for Tyrese, setting the stage for a deeper revelation about his own emotional scars. Wallow pressed on, recalling how, as a young man, he had been tempted to tell the overstepping boyfriend, "Bro, you ain't running this joint. This is my mom's joint." It was clear that Wallow's experience struck a nerve with Tyrese, who admitted that he could deeply relate to the feeling of an outsider trying to impose authority in a household that wasn't theirs to control. Tyrese explained how those very emotions informed his performance in Baby Boy and how, for him, there was little distinction between acting and reality during the film's production. Reflecting on the role of Jody, Tyrese opened up about how closely his real-life experiences with men entering his mother's life mirrored the film's script. The lines between his character's struggles and his own life blurred to such an extent that he found himself not just playing a role but reliving his past. "I wasn't acting in Baby Boy," Tyrese confessed. "Ving Rhames definitely triggered the shit out of me. There was no sugarcoating the depth of his feelings." In fact, Tyrese went on to reveal that the animosity he felt for Rhames wasn't just for the cameras. "I don't like that to this day. I swear to God, y'all think I'm playing," he admitted, his voice filled with raw emotion and conviction. The resentment Tyrese harbors towards Rhames has remained strong, despite the passage of time. In his own words, he further unpacked the venom he still feels toward his former co-star. "I run into that to this day, bro," Tyrese said, emphasizing just how deep the grudge runs. "I don't give a f. K where we at, what clothes we got on, what we doing, what event. Could be the Golden Globes, I see that across the room, and I'll be like, man, that right there." The rawness of Tyrese's emotions struck a chord with listeners, but also sparked conversation online when the Neighborhood Talk posted a clip from the interview on its Instagram account. Followers quickly chimed in, expressing a mix of amusement, disbelief, and curiosity at the fact that Tyrese still carried such a heavy grudge after more than 20 years. While some empathized with his unresolved feelings, others found the notion of holding on to such deep-seated resentment for so long to be misplaced, even suggesting that it might be time for Tyrese to let go of the past. The interview not only reignited discussions about the personal impact of Baby Boy, but it also shed light on the emotional weight actors sometimes carry with them long after the cameras stop rolling. For Tyrese, it's clear that Baby Boy was more than just a film, it was a reflection of the real wounds that still haven't fully healed. Some fans are deeply sympathetic to Tyrese Gibson's lingering trauma from his role in Baby Boy, while others believe the actor remains profoundly affected by the character of Jody, whom he portrayed in the film. Comments poured in after Gibson's candid interview, with one fan remarking, "Traumatized that man," reflecting on the emotional toll the role took on him. Another fan, noting the extent to which Tyrese seemed to embody Jody even off-screen, wrote, "So he's deaf Jody in real life SMH." Fans also reflected on the authenticity of Ving Rhames' portrayal of Mel, particularly during the physical altercations between him and Tyrese's character. One fan pointed out, "I knew that chokehold was real," hinting that Rhames' performance carried a genuine sense of danger. Others revisited the infamous fight scene between Mel and Jody, with one fan humorously noting, "Tyrese. When he licked yo head I was pissed for you." The moment resonated so deeply with viewers that, in light of Tyrese's recent confessions, many began reassessing the film's pivotal scenes. Tyrese's admission that he wasn't acting during those intense moments, but rather reliving his own life experiences, led fans to revisit the rawness of his performance. One commenter remarked, "So was he really calling for his mama? That was the first thing out his mouth when dude choked him." The realization that Tyrese's emotional response on screen may have been a genuine cry for help blurred the lines between the character and the actor, making audiences see the film in a new light. Despite the ongoing trauma Tyrese revealed, some fans viewed the experience through a different lens. One fan commented, "That means Ving played his role very well," acknowledging that Rhames' ability to trigger such deep emotions in Tyrese was a testament to his acting prowess. Others, however, found humor in Tyrese's lingering resentment, with one commenter adding, "Knowing that Tyrese is still traumatized by filming the fight between him and Rhames makes the scene a whole lot funnier." On the other hand, Ving Rhames has always viewed his role in Baby Boy from a more detached, professional perspective. In an interview with ScreenSlam, Rhames discussed his portrayal of Mel as someone who serves as a role model for younger viewers. "I said, you know what, this is a character I think kids can learn something from," Rhames explained. "Or gangbangers can learn something from. He's a guy who's, as we say, an ex-OG. OG means original gangster, and he is really trying to reform his life." He said that his character was also trying to set an example for Tyrese's character named Jody. The role was, hopefully, trying to stir Jody from some of the pitfalls that can happen.